Billions of people turn to one of two books, the Bible or the Quran, if they want knowledge of God and the big questions of life answered. But now there's something much better on the market. It's Sex and the Devil's Wager. And this book has no anti-scientific doctrines, no superstitions, and it proves that Islam and Christianity are in fact blasphemies that define God as an ogre in the sky who tortures people in hell for all eternity simply for their disbelief or their wrong belief in a different faith or denomination.
This is a book I wrote for all, but especially for women. Women have been abused for thousands of years by misogynistic control freaks in the name of their male-defined gods. If God is male, then male is God. My book argues that whether you believe in God or not is irrelevant. Both believers and unbelievers should revile unworkable definitions of God that are mad and self-contradictory. It is everyone's duty to safeguard the integrity of this word, because bad definitions of God breed suicide bombers, sexual guilt, censorship, and abused children. Christ and Muhammad are the arch-enemies of women. So women of the world unite. My book will tell you why feminism failed you and why it's now a spent force shooting blanks. You may think you know about hell, but you don't. Don't mistake familiarity with understanding. You have been socialized to accept hell as a byword for anything bad that happens to us. I call this the cultural normalization of hell. Hardly a day goes by when you don't hear or see the word hell. Sex and the Devil's Wager will wake you up and make you think about what hell really means for us today in the age of religious terrorism. This is not an atheistic attack on God, but an argument for reclaiming God for rationalism and prescribing a new spiritual world order to replace monotheism. This revolutionary book is not just about debunking religion. It's about all the most important issues that concern most of us. It's about linking disparate issues like sex, politics, the failure of atheism, the real cause of global warming, the first correct reading of the Armageddon prophecies, the end time and the Antichrist. It unmasks the hypocrisy and the lies behind so many of our sacred cows, including Amnesty International and our treasured institution of democracy. Last but not least, it reveals for the first time in its fullness the true meaning of the martial arts and the warrior way as the optimum spiritual path for humankind. So what is the Devil's Wager? The Devil's Wager bets you that you cannot name any moral idea or ethic espoused by any tyrant or mass murderer from Caligula to Hitler that is as evil as the religious idea of God having unbelievers damned and tortured in hell forever. Think about what this means. If you can't beat the wager, it means that Western civilization is based on a madness. Christianity and Islam teach the most evil idea ever conceived. Logic therefore demands an end to tolerance of hellfire superstition. You may think you can beat the wager, but my book refutes all the defensive arguments Christian and Muslim thinkers use to justify their sadomythic nonsense. The Devil's Wager is the silver bullet to stop Islamic terrorism. Suicide bombers thrive in a global social climate that respects religion. Suicide bombers will only stop when you deflate the overblown ego of Islam. Only when you destroy the intellectual credibility of Islam will it decelerate its seemingly unstoppable expansion. What stops us stopping Islam is Christianity. Christian governments don't want us to debunk Islam because the Devil's Wager disproves Christianity at the same time. If the right hand of Islamic terrorism is Islam, then its left hand is Christianity. But Sex and the Devil's Wager is not all doom and gloom. It offers a new exciting vision of the future. It describes how wonderful our sex lives could be when anti-erotic religions are done away with. This book will tell you how you can reconnect your sexual center with spirituality and find enlightenment through developing your mind and body in unison through the new holistic exercise program devised by me called Fight Dance. I have made a DVD to complement this unique book that can be purchased on fightdance.com.
I hope I've convinced you to buy my book. You need it. Believe me, I know things.